Today's date is July 16th, 2024. My name is Jacob Stickle. I'm the archival assistant here at Warren County. I'm here with...
My name is Amber Stegner. I am imaging support with Warren County.
My name is Gary Hobbs. I'm the chief building official at Warren County.
Thanks for coming. We're here for the oral history today, and we'll just get started. What is your official job title, anyway?
The job title is the chief building official. It's the boss of the building department.
Good. No directorship or anything like that?
I am not. I share the job with Michelle Tagmeyer. She is the co-director. I'm the building official. She's the director. We handle it as a team.
Oh, okay. So that's more of you being on-site duties as opposed to administrative, or?
Yeah, the original concept was that I would be more involved with the building side of and code issues and inspector issues, and she would be more in charge of the office and budgets and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Huh, I wasn't aware of that. When and where were you born?
I was born in Harlan, Kentucky.
All right. Good thing there's a Harlan here too, or
Township.
Did you grow up there?
No, I grew up in South Lebanon.
Oh, did you move here young, or?
My father was in the Marines, and he got out and came to Warren County for job opportunities and settled in South Lebanon. So I think I arrived here at about 3 years old.
All right. Hey, sounds pretty classic coming from Kentucky and from Appalachia.
Very, very classic.
And did you live in South Lebanon up until you graduated and entered the workforce? Or?
I did, yes. I've lived there my entire life. Went to school in Warren County and got married in Warren County. Been here my entire life, pretty much.
All right. What jobs did you work prior to coming here in Warren County?
I was in construction, primarily with my father. That's what led me down this path.
Makes sense. And is that what he did after leaving the Marines?
Yeah. We had a company. He had a small construction company. It was just 3 or 4 people, but I kind of grew up with that. So I always had a job.
Growing up. That's good to hear. I mean, that's something similar to what I did. I did house painting all my life.
Yeah. Yep.
Family business. I get it. All right. Which departments did you work for during your time in Warren County?
The only job I've had here has been working with the building and electrical department.
Okay. Did you work your way up, or?
I did. I started here in '99 as an inspector and worked my way up from that. And then 4 years ago, I became the building official.
All right. Was it just building inspector, then you went to chief?
Yeah.
Okay.
You start out primarily as residential building inspector, and then you move to electrical inspector, and then you do commercial building inspections, and you just keep moving. You just keep getting more and more certifications. So.
Oh, okay. Electrical. I didn't know that would be a separate category.
It's a separate. And all the way Warren County is structured, all the inspectors have to be what they call dual certified. You have to be able to do electrical, mechanical, structural, everything. It saves time and trips because one person can go out and do multiple inspections.
Right, especially when you see like an office space, you're like, oh, we'll send the commercial guy.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to me. Yeah. How long did you work here? Where'd you start? We got that. And you've been here for 25 years now?
About 25 years.
All right. And has the building and zoning always been located administrative building, or?
No, when I started, we were up on East Street in the old building. We were in the basement of that building.
Oh, they threw you in the basement.
Yeah. That's where I was there for about 2 or 3 years before we came over here.
How was the move?
It wasn't as bad as we all expected. We thought it would be absolute chaos, but it wasn't too bad.
Okay, I mean that's what I assumed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we were all fearful, but it wasn't bad.
Oh, good. What are some of the daily tasks and duties you do?
I helped work with all the inspectors to make sure that all the inspections are getting done. There's a total of 7 inspectors, and they go all over the county. and I just help kind of direct that and make sure that everybody knows where they're going, and if anybody needs covered, if anybody needs help, and then I intervene in all of their jobs if they're having issues or problems. I can offer advice, and if they have problems, they have to bring them to me, and we try to get things settled one way or another. So at the end of the day, I have to fix a lot of stuff.
Working between employees and people, huh? The public?
Yeah.
Get a lot of problems like that, or?
Some, because you have to try to, the inspectors are forced to follow the rule book. They don't really have the authority to just kind of guess. The customers or homeowners just want their problem solved. They don't really care, so you have to find a way to make it safe, solve it, and satisfy the inspector as well.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of homemade electrical work? I feel like that happens when we're.
You do, yeah. We run into a lot of unsafe, just really sloppy work.
Yeah, that's how my great-grandfather got his apartment on fire. He did some crazy stuff, like shoved fans into small tables using his own wiring and all that. Did you run into any cases like that? People just going ham on their own house?
We have ran into stuff that required us to be there for quite some time overseeing.
Really? How long is quite some time for you guys, just to see if a plan comes to fruition?
It just depends. Depends on how bad it is. We could have multiple inspectors there for multiple days if it's that bad.
Oof.
Or you could have a single inspector for multiple days just to work them through the process.
Ugh. Does not sound great. Do you miss being in the field, going out to places?
I do. That was the part that I really liked. Yeah.
Fair. I mean, it keeps you on your feet and keeps you out of the building, right?
Yeah.
Fair. I always appreciate being on my feet too. I get it.
Yeah.
What's something that people don't know about your position or role?
I think people don't realize the scope of the work. We're governed by the Board of Building Standards, and we're not here to enforce quality issues, or we're not here to make sure that your paint's the right color or stuff like that. It's an absolute minimum safety standard. So when we sign off, the house is safe, and our primary objective is to make the house safe, and that's it. We don't delve into customer satisfaction, quality issues, stuff like that. I think people think that we're going to just fix everything for them, and that's just not what we do.
So you're going to fix that. You listed those issues, right? So you're going to play with them. Oh, I wish. Oh, man. Do you set out recommendations for people, like different electricians around, or different contractors you send, or?
No, we're typically not allowed to recommend people because it would be biased toward one or the other. So we tell them just to get a qualified person. Now we can tell them some qualified people if they ask, but we can't recommend people or say you should go this particular route.
That's fair. Do you get a lot of contractors coming in?
Yeah. Most of our work is through contractors, so it's maybe 60-40. We do homeowner type stuff, but most of it's contractors.
Oh, makes sense. They're usually the ones seeing all the work, right?
Yeah.
How often do you interact with the public now?
Every day, in some way or the other. I'm either out in the field a little bit every day, or there's people come into the office every day, or there's construction meetings or something like that. So yeah, pretty much every day.
Makes sense. Construction meetings, they're just like between contractors and the homeowners, or?
Yeah, usually just to help with the process. People don't understand this process because there's a permitting involved, there's zoning involved, there's engineers involved, there's water sewers involved. Sometimes just to coordinate all that. And that's kind of what the building department does, is to help coordinate all that. So you're coming off the street, we can kind of guide you through that process.
Gotcha. And how much frustration do you get from the public regarding length of work being done?
Quite a bit.
I'd imagine. Any particular issues you feel were more interesting than others?
I don't know about interesting, but no.
Fair enough. I mean, some of it might be just more milquetoast because it's just people don't want to do one thing or the other, right?
Yeah, and people think that we do zoning, and we are grouped in the same department, but we don't do zoning. I'm not trained in zoning, and zoning rules deal with placement on your property and rules about your property. We deal with the structure. So there's always that communication, because we have to tell people this is not what we do. You need to talk to zoning, and trying to tell people that this is not what we do without sounding like it's not my job is it's a little difficult sometimes, but that's what we try to do.
Oh, I'm sure. We get a lot of people that fall through the cracks too. We're just they want more current records. We'll have to send them to different departments. Yeah, happens quite often. Do you feel like working with the public has been rewarding?
I do. I think this department and this job makes a difference. I feel good about keeping people safe. It's really important to me.
Oh, absolutely. There's some people who just want to skirt by things because they just want to think they're like taking money from out of their pocket and what have you. What has been some of the challenges working with the public?
Public doesn't always have patience. And this is a process, and just the challenging aspect sometimes is to convince people that you are helping them. Maybe not as quickly as you want, but that you are working on the problems, and to try to channel it to some avenue that can get it taken care of. It can be challenging.
I'm sure. Are there any coworkers, managers, or other people you've worked with that have had an impact on you?
Yeah, I was actually recruited to come here by Tom Maloney and Butch Cates. They kind of brought me in here, and I'm pretty happy for that. It's been a long, successful career, and my partner that I have now, Michelle Tagmar, allowed me to be in this position by splitting the duties. So yeah, those three people had a big impact.
All right. Are they still around?
Yeah, they are. Michelle still works here, and
right.
Tom and Butch are both retired, but they're still here in Warren County.
Do you ever talk to them still?
I do. Yeah. We go to lunch every 3 or 4 months.
All right. You guys plan on doing anything together in retirement? Going out golfing?
No, none of us really golf. We just go do lunch every once in a while. That's like pretty much all we need.
Fair enough. Are there any memorable projects that have happened throughout the years?
Yeah, quite a few of them. The powder factory was an interesting project, turning that into abandoned factory into apartments. The Miami Valley Gaming project was a big project because it was so fast tracked, and
a lot of money flowing through there too.
A lot of money, and I was actually on that project every single day for over a year.
Every single day. Holy cow!
And sometimes twice a day.
Was it just you going into helping them out, or?
No, it started out, there was a couple of us, and over various times I had to bring some more people in, and but there for a long time it was just me for a while.
No.
We were kind of stretched thin, so but now I turned it over to 2 other inspectors, and they've been handling it now for the last 2 years maybe.
Okay.
It's an ongoing project. It never ends over there. They're constantly changing and remodeling, and trying to stay current. So it's
but never changing that carpet, right?
No, they're not changing the carpet.
If they're expanding so much, what would warrant you guys coming out there? if they're expanding?
If they make structural changes, if they do electrical changes, if they change passive egress or anything with fire alarm or anything with public safety, we have to be involved. So anytime they do any kind of a project, even a small project, usually requires us to be there.
Oh, definitely, with such a large institution, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned another memorable project here, or
The powder factory down
right.
Kings Mills. Yeah, it was just interesting because I was familiar with that building growing up. So
yeah, it's right in your backyard.
yeah, that was. I got to be involved in that. That was pretty interesting. Now it's a brewery and apartments and.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to check out the brewery too?
Yeah, I've actually been back a couple of times to check it out.
That sounds very interesting. I mean, it's quite a conversion.
It is quite a conversion. It is quite a conversion.
What are some of the highlights of your time in the county?
Getting to be the building official was the highlight, and having a 25-year career here. I've had a real good relationship with the county. It's been successful. Supported me and my family for 25 years. So that'd be the highlight, I guess.
I'm teasing. Did you meet you started your family here and everything too, right? Did you meet your wife here, or?
Yeah, we went to high school together. We actually met in high school. Yeah.
All right. And my parents are high school sweethearts too.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your whole family too. How old are your kids now?
He's 44.
Oh.
We only have the one. He's 44.
You guys hang out at all?
Yeah. We still hang out. Go hear music together. Him and I ride motorcycles together. It's pretty tight knit family.
That's good to hear. You a big fan of motorcycles?
I am.
Nice. Any preferences?
Just Harleys.
Any of the electric Harleys though?
No, they're all gas powered.
That's fair. It didn't quite sound right when I saw the videos of that thing. What was the county like when you started versus now?
It's just growing faster now. I mean, I thought it was pretty intense back then, but I think it's even growing faster now. It's really hard to keep up with the growth.
Yeah, I mean, I think I remember looking at the early statistic from 2000 to now, it's been roughly like 100,000 residents now.
Yeah.
Wild. Anything you're concerned about with the amount of growth happening? Do you feel a sense of pride with it or a sense of urgency? Or
I'm proud of it because I was a part of it, but I'm also pretty happy to be out in the country and not be bothered by it. So I can see both of it. If we're going to have it, we have to do it right. So the county needs to be involved. The building department needs to be involved. But I'm not opposed to seeing a little bit of farmland either. So
that's fair. Talking with like a lot of the people from Soil and Water, it's been a lot of the juxtaposition of people want to come live here, but then it happens and you start to reduce the amount of farmland and the amount of forest here. So yeah, let's enjoy it as much as we can. Did anything significant happen while your time in the county government during your time as an employee? Like talk about 9/11, talk about the recession, or talk about COVID if you like.
Yeah, COVID was interesting. We had to change a lot of ways that we did business because of COVID. But a lot of things actually improved because of COVID. We realized we didn't have to all be in this same building every day. We were able to function, and that's turned out to be a huge advantage economically, and because the inspectors aren't physically here every day necessarily. We all have the ability to work remotely. We had to latch on to technology really, really quick, and got laptops in the trucks, and that improvement is stuck, and I'm real happy about that. So that was the big change there. In some ways, it helped us.
All right, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna get more tech involved, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot less of, especially with the laptops being in the trucks on site.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I'd imagine you could just check out different rules, regulations, and emails that way.
Yeah.
Probably receive information a little more quicker too, for everybody's sake.
You do, and everybody now has the ability to do that from home or from their laptop or from their phone even. So you're not surprised when you come in the next morning. You actually know what you're walking into because you've already been online looking at it. So
Yeah.
And we have the ability to move that among inspectors if we need to, or if somebody's off that day, we can trade stuff. So that's been a huge, huge plus.
All right.
If there's a plus to go
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right, not skipping a beat. What are some of the most important things that you've learned working at Warren County?
Well, I was just able to get educated because when I came here, I had a basic knowledge of this. But the most important part of it, they were willing to work with me. They paid for the continuing ed for the classes, and it's been a good partnership.
All right, and you mentioned some of the early workers that have encouraged you to come here. You were doing construction before, right? So how did you meet up with some of the people that had worked here prior, like Tom Maloney or Butch Cates?
Well, they were inspectors, on mine and my father's projects, and when before Tom was an inspector, he was in construction, so we were working on the same subdivisions or areas, so we knew each other from then, and he became an inspector, and then years later he and Butch brought me in.
Makes sense. All right. He came in late. You see, did they tell you about the job listing, or did you find out yourself?
I actually called them because I had found a job listing for Hamilton County.
Okay.
And when I asked them about it, they said, "Why would you drive down there? So why don't you just come up to here?" I said, "I didn't know you had an opening." So, so that's how that started.
All right. I guess in conclusion, I went into diversion there. The most important thing you've learned about Warren County is the people. Oh, that's so neat. What are you going to miss about working for the county?
I really like the inspection part of it. I like being on the road every day, different challenges every day. That's what I'm going to miss the most, I think.
That's fair. So whenever you go into new places on your bike, you're going to try to inspect the place you ever
It's
hit a new bar. You're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, you really can't help it. You look for defects all the time. So
do you slip a piece of paper to the owner? It's like, hey, you gotta make sure.
I'm usually just thankful it has nothing to do with me, so I can look at it and enjoy it and walk away from it. I've got enough of my own stuff to worry about.
That's a relief. What are you gonna do once you retire?
Don't have any big plans. I have a small place down in Florida, so I'm going to just try to escape the cold weather, spend a little more time there. I'm not going to move, but I do want to spend a little more time there during the winter. I can't stand the cold gray sky.
I don't blame you, especially when you're on your bike itself.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the wind whipping around you. Oof, freezing. Do you drive down there yourself, or?
We normally drive.
All right.
We can drive or fly, but yeah, normally lately we've been flying. We take the dog, everything.
All right. Do you have one of those little sidecars for the dog?
I don't know, but you never know.
I feel like I see that often. People put little goggles on the dog and just put them in the sidecar. What advice do you have what advice do you have to give to current Warren County employees?
Communicate as much as you possibly can. Get as much education that's offered to you, and the county does offer you a lot of educational opportunities. Take advantage of all that. get involved with that deferred comp as early as you can. Start thinking about your exit strategy as soon as you get here. And you can come here and have a very rewarding career.
I think that's fair. Yeah, a lot of people, especially around my age, don't think about that.
Yeah.
Is there any additional information you feel like you'd like to add?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we covered it.
Fair enough. Amber, can you think of anything that Okay. Well, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, well, let's include the recording then. So,